Welcome, welcome. Long time no see, but I have still been doing readings though, but not on YouTube. And remember, if I'm not here and you want a reading, you can always contact me on my Facebook page or with the same name or at my email earthangeltarot@hotmail.com. And now I'm going to do a reading for the month of February for the sign of Aries. So you are the lucky one now, Aries. And I have already cleansed the cards and laid the cards. Actually, I started one video and something just made the video stop after a little while. So I'm trying again. And I'm starting over because I didn't remember where I was when the video stopped. So there you know. But let's see. I see, Aries, that you have been in the early past been working very, very, very hard on something. Maybe you have learned something new skills or started a new job or something like that. And I see that in the early past you might have been going through some legal matters, or maybe you are being judged by someone, and maybe someone is weighing your actions, if they are good or bad, or maybe even your work. This can be in any area of your life: love, work, relationships, and life in general. So, but I see that you have learned some new skills, and you have been experiencing some something that has to do with justice is quite important here, because when it comes to the rest of the cards, I see that they are very important. I see here for many of you, Aries, that you are either in your love life or in your work or business or materialistic area in your life, that you are dreaming of a partnership, maybe I feel like many of you are going through something when it comes to your work in this moment, in the now of February, the month of February. I see that many of you might be very focused. Maybe you want to travel or get out in the world or do something with your life, The cards, when I shuffle, that fall out was these two cards, And those two cards alone stands for and gives you a warning about maybe if you're not doing something with your life, and time that may lead to chaos, conflict, arguments, discussions, unease, chaos. You need to have something to do, Aries. If you don't, that can lead you into trouble. And I'm also an astrologer, and I know a lot about sun signs and astrology. And the way I know Aries, your sign, especially those of you that has your sun, moon, and rising, in Aries, and especially the sun sign. Let me just put that clear. And if you don't have something occupied in your time, in your life in general, that is work, something constructive, school and things like that, you are not doing very well for yourself. You are easily bored, and when Aries get bored, they do things that they regret afterwards, and that is the warning here. Because and I feel, you see, though he stands for partnership in work, maybe you are going into a business with someone, or thinking or laying plans about going into something partner, especially if the sign are Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. But for those of you that don't, and that this is a warning also, because if you look closely, one rod is standing behind him also, and he's only focused on this planet, this globe, and the staff he's holding, and not paying too much attention to the other stuff there, you see. And that tells me, Aries, that you are in the month of February, and maybe even from now until February, very focused on one thing. And that may cause problems for you, This is a warning about neglecting every area of your life for just one thing. Because if you do that, you will regret that later, I see that many of you might have found someone, maybe even especially a sign of Libra, or maybe even someone with the Earth in their chart. It can be a Libra with a Earth's moon, with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn moon, or that have strong planets also there. But I feel more like this is I feel like there will be a reason to celebrate, because in the early past that maybe, sooner or later the universe will balance itself out, but maybe not the way you expected, You must remember, what goes around comes around, and every action you do will have a consequence, Aries. The idea of karma is simple, You reap what you sow. Life, of course, really works out exactly that way. But sooner or later, things tend to come back around, Know that the justice card, that stands for legal justice on occasion, but just as often it signifies fairness, truth, and balance. If you are asking or wondering about justice, be sure that what you want, be sure that that is what you want. Because the universe doesn't play favors or favorites or take sides, If the Justice card appears like this in your reading, it might be a reminder to be careful what you are putting out into the world. Or it may be an assurance that you are going to triumph over unfair situation later, you know? And when you do, if you have nothing to worry about, Aries, you can just know that karma is at hand. And just remember to work hard and do good for others, you know, and all will be well. Because this king is very, very successful, and that's no doubt about that. And he's very rooted in the earth, you know. He knows that it is important to save the good things in life, such as being a saver for animals, companions, and, you know, wine and chocolate cake if you want, you know. Look at him having the cake, you know. You can have the cake and you can eat it too, but remember, he's a warning about that also, especially in that placement, Aries. This might be a strong male figure, but it doesn't mean that the king card can't represent a woman, you know. But it also, although it's a less common thing that is a woman, it's often, most of the time, it's a man, and not a young one either. Someone that is from at least 20 and up, you know, is a grown-up man or a woman. It can be your boss, you know. Maybe your boss is looking at your actions, Aries, and wondering and weighing what to do. If you have been lazy in your job, not doing your job right, and not, maybe even not showing up to your work, remember that this is a warning about doing that, because this is clearly a reminder that, how can I put this, maybe there is someone, I feel like many of you are hoping, maybe you are not doing your work as you should because you are looking no matter what it is, if it is something you are doing, and I say whether it's a person, for those of you that are in love, whether it's a guy or a woman, you know, remember that if you are too focused on that and you are neglecting your work, maybe you can lose your job, you know. But that is for some of you. I feel like many of you are maybe planning on to settle down, you know. Maybe some of you want to root yourself, you know. Aries is a freedom loving sign, but if your placements are, for example, your moon are in a water sign or earth sign, or you are born in the year in the Chinese astrology, you know, they represent also the 12 signs that is going over 1 year is also representing one sign in the Western astrology. So if you are born, you know, in 73, 85, 97, and so on, this can also be you. because the sign of Capricorn is doing that. And 77 and 89 and so on are every 12th year the shift, and each sign represents a star sign. So this can be Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And remember that if you are, I feel maybe you are looking for someone that it can awaken your emotions. If you are hoping for a partnership, be careful on not focusing too much on that, I feel like many of you might, in the month of February, awaken a little more deeper side of yourself, more like maybe you have been a little bit untouched with your feminine side. Maybe this side of you are making itself known to you, Aries, in the month of February. And that can be a little scary for some of you, because many Aries are not so much in touch with the feminine side, more because you are a masculine sign, So that's no wonder. Hopefully, if you have a feminine water or earth in your moon sign, you can be a little more touch with the feminine, or in your rising sign. But I feel like many of you are hoping that let me say this, Aries, no matter what happens, this relationship or this meeting or this woman or this love or this justice situation, it will learn you a lot, Aries. And when all of this is over, you will not be the same. You should be very careful about people that are around you, especially I feel like, how can I put this in action, I feel like maybe you will get help from someone that might be a fire sign, maybe even your mother. There is this danger here, when it comes to people around you. Maybe you are in the end of an era that you will start over again. Maybe you will start to communicate and be more social, and maybe finally you will find friends that will stand up for you. Someone will let you down. There is someone around you, Aries, that is not to be trusted. And I feel like this will be something that it will not be a surprise in some way. I think many of you have seen this coming for a while, But remember always, you see, he's reaching out for his broom, though you see someone is running from the scene and letting him lay there. They have put all this source in him, but he's not giving up, you know. There's still hope. See, the sun is rising. There is still hope for this. You have to just do one more thing and you will get there, you know. And remember, at this time, maybe, you know, the will, it can go both ways, you know. Whether this will be a very lucky time of the month or the year, you know, the February month of February. But it can also be not so lucky. And I feel like a lot of that will depend on what you have done and what you do with your time and your life and with people around you. You should be very careful about who you trust, you know. But if you take the right action, I feel like there is something many of you are waiting for, whether that's an answer, if it will be a partner in your job or business matters, you know, or if you're waiting for a partner in, or hoping, waiting for a partner in love or a life partner, you know. I feel like many of you are waiting in this time period of time. There is something that is not finished, you know. There is something unfinished business in the month of February. There is something many of you are waiting for. I don't know if that can have to do with this justice matter, because that's the bottom line in the reading, that this is the, what is that in, that is what the rest of the cards are building on, you know. So as the first card, it tells me that you should be careful about focusing too much on one thing or maybe one person, because you might lose a lot of chances in other areas of your lives. Remember not to neglect one area, you know. Don't forget one person or friend or family members that keep your promises, you know. If your promises are failing at this time, that will fall back on you. And if it has done that in the other past, you will get your karma in the month of February. But though there might be this that someone might stab you in your back, but no matter what, it's telling you that it still is hope. you know. Maybe many of you have given up at this moment in time. I feel like many of you might be stagnant, so stagnant that you might be bored because you're waiting for what the hell is it? You feel like you have done everything you can do, but it doesn't, you don't see yet the seed that you sowed, you know, you haven't seen yet it grow, but it is growing. You just don't see it yet. If you're lucky, you will see it in the end of February, but it tells you that it still is hope, but you have to do your best in every area of your life because you will get everything in back in return, Aries. No doubt. This is a karmic time, and it has been for a while for many of you. And what you do with your time right now will be crucial. Take control, take action. Don't be lazy. That's not like you, Aries. Aries, you are one of the pioneers in the zodiac, you know. What is it that makes you so bored and lonely? Many of you feel like you are alone with all your problems, but you aren't. There's so much help, but you must have hope and you must take action. You must not neglect out of, you know, maybe all the chaos has made you lose hope in something. But it tells you not to give up hope because it will, if you do everything right and play your cards right, you will be rewarded. I feel like a lot of things will reveal themselves to you in this period of time. You will see another side of life that you haven't seen before. Do your best, work your hardest, because you will regret if you don't. And when you are living a righteous, if you are going on the right path and doing everything right, you know, and doing good, should I say, because right can be a very subjective matter, but I think that you know what I mean when I say the right thing, that you are doing good to yourself and to others, not just yourself or not just one person, you know, because you will regret that. Because if you put all your cards in one person and forget about friends, family, and things that you should be showing love or care for, and you are not showing yourself in any of those areas because maybe you are in love, you know, that can be a very blurred thing, because when you are in love it's hard to, you get that tunnel vision, you know, because you only see one thing. But there is a warning about doing that right now, because if you do everything you can, and if you go to work and or school or everything, you do it the right way, You will be rewarded so much, because it's telling you not to lose hope, you know. If someone has Mercury in their Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius, you should turn to that person. Or I see that you are advised not to lose hope, but you are also advised to take action and do the right thing. Take control of your life, Aries. Maybe this month is a little bit chaotic for many of you. It can be, I feel like there's 3 words that is making it the headline for the month of February for many of your Aquarius, especially those of you that need to hear this. I mean, for the Aries, it's time. It's the 3 things for Aries this month of February, and that is work your hardest, do everything you can to do what's right, because what you saw will not be wasted. It will, when you know, when you give, when you have an open hand, if you just receive and you are not giving, you know, if your hand are closed, you can't receive anything either. If you just focus on yourself, you have to, you know, everything you give will be returned. And there is this waiting period, you know, but the last headline is there is hope. And don't lose hope, should I say. You know, the seed is planted, it's just not showing itself yet. Because when you do your best in every area of your life, when you do your best, not just in love, but on every area, when you do your best at work, when you do your best in life with friends and family, you know, everything will come back to you. Everything will come back to you, Aries. And this is a beautiful card, you know. As above, so below is a saying in Wicca, you know. And remember to look up to the stars and have hope. But they also tells you to take action. Maybe even, because if you do that, you will receive love. Oops. You will receive love, you know. It's also asking you to take action. For some of you, it's saying that go to your mother because you have a lot of help right there. But she's full of love. Your action will be fructious, you know. Things will grow. It also telling me that some of you, a very few of you that are in a relationship or have a lover, should use protection, because this might be a time where they can get pregnant, you know. Just remember that, to use protection, because you can be a father at this time. For some of you. So the problem in February is that it can be very stable, and the danger and the warning is about being too stable. But being stable, this knight is not moving, he's standing still. He's the one that is not like the other knights, you know, like Knights of Swords or Knight of Wands, or, you know, he is standing still, and he's in a position in your reading here that is the problem. And the problem right now is that you are not doing that. You are not taking your time and thinking about your actions. You know, this knight, he thinks about what he's doing. The other knights, they just rush into things and it's quick action, you know. But this knight, he is telling you that you are not weighing things clearly enough, you know. You should think before you act. But remember to take control. That's the, not lose hope, take control. Because luck might not be on your side at this moment, and it might be, but karma is at play here. So let's see. I will do that. So let's see, Aries. the last clearing cards. To put the last exclamation on the reading. Okay. These are the last cards, and they are saying that you get 4 of Cups again, and you get 8 of Pentacles again, and you get the Knight of Swords. You know, and the first card is telling you that failing to recognize a magical opportunity, missing the point, the distractions of daily life, discontentment or boredom, as I said earlier, you know, it's just repeating itself, lost in your own world. Wake up and learning all you can about a subject or a career, going back to school maybe, taking a seminar or finding a mentor. Attention to detail, skilled work that you love, and decisive, focused, driven, defensive, events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional, sudden or unexpected changes. Whether that's positive or negative for some of you. Review your options carefully. You know? And the first card, you know, I can show you the cards, you know. And the last 3 cards are number 60, and it's representing the Tower in the original tarot, you know. And the card is talking about disruption. A sudden, usually unforeseen disruption or major change is happening or is about to take place. Even if it appears to be a negative experience, it can lead to enlightenment or a total shift in your lifestyle. In traditional tarot meanings, this card represents the falling tower that eventually crumbles due to its weak foundation. Whichever part of your life you focus on, this is an opportunity to rebuild it with a solid and positive structure to make you or the situation even stronger. You know, sometimes you have to, life and your angels and guardians, life takes away everything that is not useful to you, you know. So that you can start over with some, and you know, though yes, it's a terrible loss, but it also calls for action and make you build something new from scratch that is much more productive and positive and better for you. You know, this is an opportunity to rebuild with a solid and positive structure to make you or the situation even stronger. There are times when the most difficult situations arise in your life. If you choose to, they can act as a catalyst to heal other areas. They're beneficial because they're truly your greatest teacher. You know? Or should I say greatest teachers? Because when we learn things in a hard way, it usually stays, you know, it sits. You will be an authority on that area. Because sometimes if things easy come, easy go, you know. And as I said, there are times when the most difficult situations arise in your life. If you choose to, they can act as a catalyst to heal other areas. They're beneficial because they're truly your greatest teachers. Learn from past mistakes, accept them, and integrate them into your life, or as stepping stones. You know, integrate them into your life as stepping stones. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. This disruption card is a reminder that the negative thinking, limiting beliefs, ignoring problematic situations, and risky or careless lifestyles must be addressed so that positive changes can take place. Life has a habit of moving you forward, whether you're ready or not. Transformation of body, mind, and soul can happen if you view this dramatic time or change as an opportunity for growth. In the future, you may look back and be thankful for this opportunity. Because though it might be devastating at times, you know, it can be a great teacher or a catalyst for your future, you know. Remember what I said about doing things better. And there's obviously a block in your root chakra, you know, or should I say base chakra. So maybe you have to do something, Aries, to release that blockage in your base chakra, in your root chakra. And that is this card, you know. And the color is red, you know. The sound you should hum is lamb. Lam. Gland is the adrenal. And the key word of this base chakra is I have. Known as the base or root chakra, this energy center is situated at the base of the spine and is most closely related to all of your earthly issues, such as survival, the physical body, issues of money, sustenance, I don't know what that is in English. I think it is that, its name, sustenance, safety and shelter. To balance this chakra, practicing yoga can be extremely beneficial. Dancing or light physical exercise will also keep the energy flowing and harmonious. Honoring your body and taking care of it on the outside will bring you well-being on the inside. It works both ways, you know? It works both ways. And if you loosen that and do that, you know, you can have this. Da-da-da-da. It's also the second time it comes up. So that represents what is the Two of Cups, you know. Two of Cups in the original tarot. So I see that out of this, you know, that everything I have read to you and said to you before just stands its ground, because it's just confirming what I've already said, you know. So let's see. The card is, as I said, Two of Cups in the original tarot, but remember, you have already had that in hopes and dreams, you know. So this card deals with relationships involving an emotional bond. So as I said, many of you are in love or dealing with a partner or hoping for a partner, or need to do better, or yeah, I already said it. Won't That's why I love these cards. I always lay them at last, because they're just confirming everything that I already said. And if it didn't resonate quite well at the beginning, it will just make it clear at the end of the reading, you know. And as I said, this card deals with relationships involving an emotional bond, and it could be between new lovers. What did I say earlier? It could be between new lovers, kindred souls, family members, friends, business associates, or partners. It could even relate to a project or a specific situation. This would be the perfect time to realize that all relationships are really about you. Notice when you interact with different people in your life, are they giving you energy or are they taking it away? Is there an even exchange? There should be an equal balance between giving and receiving energy. Always. Relationships are mirror, you know. Relationships are mirror image of your own life. They reflect how you feel and treat yourself, and how you react and respond to various situations and individuals around you. Each and every union is an opportunity for soul growth. And what's quite funny is that the bottom card that I always read there is rejoice in celebration. And if you do all of the advice I have given you, and that's the card after this, you know. So the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. So you have gotten the Tower, base chakra, spiritual union, 2 cups, rejoice in celebration, 3 cups. A time of merriment, celebration, birth, success, and victory is at hand. You're doing what you love most and are pursuing your passion. When you follow your heart and intuition with zeal, there are no limits with what you can achieve. When the energy of excitement and love is present, you can feel it moving within you. Somehow, love has a way of showing you that you're connected to something much larger than yourself. The number 3 symbolizes unity and a time to rejoice in gratitude and sharing, whether it's with family members, friends, and even co-workers. Remember what I said earlier about not leaving anything out, even if you are in love, because you can have this tunnel vision, you know, and you will regret that, because it only will fall back on you. As I said, everything you give, you will receive. So, as I said, it has its way of showing you that you're connected to something much larger than yourself. The number 3 symbolizes unity and a time to rejoice in gratitude and sharing, whether it is with family members, friends, or even co-workers. This is the moment of fruition for all your dedicated work. So pat yourself on the back and party and dance in celebration of your accomplishments. So if you don't do it, you won't be able to. So I will finish there. I hope this was a help for many of you, and I know for those that needed it, it was. And this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and maybe even Mercury, Venus, and Mars also. Or if you just landed on this video, it can be that it was also meant for you, whether you're cross-watching or just landed here by a coincidence, you know. And remember not to lose hope, Aries, because just look up on the stars and they're shining bright for you. And this is, if you do everything that I had advised you to and warned you about, you will be this King of Cups. Remember that, you know, and you will have so much hope, but you will also be this King of Cups. He is so stable. He's in his best emotionally, you know. He is artistic, creative. He is good with emotions. He's just where he wanna be, you know. Emotionally and artistic. He's a caring sign, you know. Remember that. Good luck, Aries. Blessed be. Ha det bra. Bye. And remember to like and subscribe. And if you want and wondering about something, just comment down below. And if you want a private reading, you can contact me on earthangeltarot@hotmail.com or at my Facebook page with the same name. Bye!